And then for any person that wasn't able to join us today, I will send that if needed. So once again, welcome. Um, what I'd like to do first, if it's okay, not to put everybody on the spot right off the bat, but this is a really sweet group of people because I know you all, fortunately. And so I would like for you to share most of Thomas, if I remember correctly, you're getting pretty down into the course.
Yeah.
He's going pretty good. Some others have just joined, so I thought today we would just connect in that first mandala, the first really kind of talk about receptivity and that contemplative model that this course is based on. But um, Michelle, I'm just going to pick on you. Um, just share who you are, how far you've gone in the course, and anything else you'd like the group to know.
Sure. Okay. Well, I am Michelle. I'm Jared's wife. And prior to this, I had zero interest in Vedic astrology. But he did ask if I would audit the course just to see if there were any, mishaps or anything. And I really resisted at first because I just felt like I don't want to do this. This isn't something I really care to know. The learning with Vedic astrology is a lifetime, right? So it began, and I found myself kind of settling in. And after a few days, I was like, oh, my thought was, this is Vedic astrology for right brainers. Because I tend to be very left brain, so I love the analytical viewpoint and very academic. But then I realized this actually was for right brainers. It was so much more creative, and it helped parts of me come alive that have never really been able to come alive from my left brain perspective. So I was really, really about maybe a third of the way into the course. I found myself actually looking forward to the next module. So for me, I will never be a Vedic astrologer, but I came away knowing more than I ever thought I would just from the way it was presented. So, honey, I believe in you now. So
Thank you.
I will leave it at that, and I'll let you pick the next person to go.
Um, Thomas, let's see. I'd love to hear from you.
Okay. All right. Well, this is my first time really experiencing all this. I've dabbled in Western astrology, and I'm a Leo on that chart. That's my sun sign.
Mhm.
But this one is about our rising sign. So I'm a Cancer, which is really interesting. And I felt a lot when I started doing the. I could feel in almost every part of my body when we did the meditation. I think Gemini was the one that I didn't really feel anything.
Mhm.
Um, and but overall I could feel like just in my in my throat chakra, in my crown. When we did
Mm.
Aries in the beginning, I could just feel a lot of awakening
Mm.
and light coming in. And let's see, where was Cancer located? I'm sorry, I'm looking at my journal, but I can't see this.
Cancer's in the heart.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hmm.
And I just felt this light and heat, this radiance come out of me. And
Wow.
I do it on my lunch break in my work truck. Um, Wherever I decide to park, usually it's at a QT.
Yeah.
People are probably looking at me wondering why I'm sitting there, doing this, but it doesn't matter. I
Yeah.
just am really, I get, you do it for about 30 minutes every day. And I just, what I think is the most important and what I found that really resonates me is that I am, the whole chart runs through me.
That's right.
even the parts that don't match, like I dated a Capricorn. I always had something against Capricorns, but it was just like actually Capricorn I really felt,
Mm,
and I could release that unforgiveness, and then as I'm like journaling, I can feel certain there was a lot of fear coming up, and so I could write down the fear that I could feel in that area in my body,
mm.
and I just really love this course. I mean, it's just
Oh,
been awakening for me. So
oh man, that's wonderful. Thank you for
yeah.
sharing. And would you share how far are you in?
we
Might as
st-
well.
let's see. I started the houses.
You did. Okay.
Yeah. So let me
Fantastic.
look. Yeah, yeah. I started the houses, and I went through the meditation for each one of the signs.
Hmm.
So I believe we're in the Bahavas. Is that what you call it?
Bhavas. That's right. Yeah,
Bhavas. Yeah,
exactly right.
yeah. So I just started the introductory portion of that.
Perfect.
So
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you for sharing all that. And I have to tell you, like, it's so satisfying to hear your experience because this is the first time I've connected with students in the course.
yeah,
It's so satisfying to me to hear what is happening in your body and in your living presence, because that was my whole intention of this course is to get astrology off of the page and into the body.
right. And that's
Because,
that's
yeah.
one thing I like about how like your wife says she's left brain. I'm more right brain, and so sometimes I need to feel things and embody it. And
Yep.
so this is just when I heard you were at the event that I met you at,
Huh?
I decided I was like, wow, this is what I want to do because I really want to just embody it. And
Yeah.
knowing all the details is not a big deal to me. Sometimes it is, but
Yep. Yep. Well, yeah, you're installing the pins on the map, you know. You don't
yeah,
have to hold it all too firmly, but you are installing those sections on the map so that as you get more and more tuned into your own experience, then, you can say, wow, I don't know, somebody cut me off in traffic. Boom, like this is my eighth house, that kind of harsh energy, or this is where the anger comes out because I have
yeah,
this planet setting there, and oh, this is my, Mercury confusion or my Mercury, and that's really for me the essence of, yeah, this program, and I say it a million times through the videos, but I'm really happy the way you explained it from your own perspective, because that's I really appreciate that so much.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Naresh, old friend, I know you're just kind of starting out, so I don't know if I'm putting you on the spot, but if you have anything to share at all, feel free.
Yeah, Jared, I just started the course, so only today, but I'll slowly go through it, and with time, I might have more inputs on that. And yeah, it's really fascinating to me because I heard about astrology, but the way you have structured the course, I think I'll learn it easily.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Good, good.
And just
And
like to everyone let know that me and Jared we met through Swamiji, I think in 2004.
2011,
2000, yeah, yeah, 2011, I think, yeah.
that's right.
It's been after that we have been in continuous touch, talking to each other, and really it is very nice that you have brought up something like this and putting it forward for humanity.
Ah,
So
thank you, Nareshji.
to learn it more. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming along on this journey. And sort of be if I know you're also just starting. If there's anything you'd like to share or just contribute, feel free.
And I just want to add, we
Please.
might have helped you a lot in that, like putting up all this.
Yeah, certainly. Like, firstly, I'm really grateful that you come me for this course.
So yeah.
Um, and I'll just tell you that why it makes me happy when I received your invite, because few months few months back, Babaji was like, when I was in Kutia with him, either Kutia or he was at my home only. So we were just chatting, and he said, Surbhi, I will teach you astrology.
Huh.
So I said, oh no, Babaji, it's so difficult. I have you. I don't need anybody. So he was like, no. So when I received your mail, it was like Babaji came to me. So it made me so happy.
Yeah,
So, and like I had started my spiritual journey few years back. He is still my guide. So I'm really looking forward to it, because this is something he wanted me to do, and lot many things that he wanted me to do. So I'll put all my efforts to do it. And certainly I'll keep on bombarding you with a lot of questions
it's okay.
and my experience and my emotions. I'm really happy to see you. Hi,
Uh,
Nareji, same here. Same to you also.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
So nice to have you join us. Naresh, you had another thought you wanted to share?
Mm, yeah, and the kirtan aspect of you, like you do the kirtans. I love them a lot. So the way, and I think Michelle has supported you a lot in this. So
So
thank
much.
you, yeah, for also for bringing this up course along with Gerard. And yeah, I know the better halves are they are very supportive, and they'll give you a true feedback
That's right.
that everyone might not give. So yeah.
That's right.
Thank you. And yeah, looking forward to more engagements. And yeah, for your
Good.
something you said like on Saturdays, so sometime we'll have that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
So that's wonderful. Thank you all for sharing so openly and honestly. And I did all the videos and all the lectures and presentations over the course of a year. So I don't want to be too redundant, but one thing that Surbi was saying about Swamiji, he was our heart teacher, and there are many things to learn, but I was graced. He was in my life for 16 years and came to Michelle and I's house many times and stayed long periods of time with us. And um, yeah, he's definitely always with us. But he gave me astrology. He looked at my chart in 2009, the day we met. He asked me for my birth details. He looked up my chart. He wasn't really interested in me. He was interested in young people. Like that was his focus. Teenagers, try to encourage them, especially from the village, support them financially, to help them get to school, get to higher education, get to higher degrees. Like he was really interested. And I was already mid 30s. I was married. I had a career. I was on this kind of spiritual path. Couldn't, just how it happened, but he wasn't that interested. And then he asked me for my birth details. He pulls up my Rashi chart and he stares with it with his hands on his chin like this, and he, hmm. And then he looks at me and he said, "You should take a cursory glance at Vedic astrology." And I thought, oh my God, why would I do that? That sounds awful. I had a harmonium. I just wanted to sing Hare Krishna. I just wanted to sing, Jai Ma. And like I was just a devotee. I was just a bhakta. But it's really the only thing he ever asked me to do. And so I fought it for a long time. And then I started learning from him. And then I went on and completed a basic and an advanced course here in the States, an online course. This is back 2013, 2014, where I learned all the nuts and bolts of this stuff. And then starting helping other spiritual aspirants. People in the yoga community here in Dallas kind of started finding their way to me because they had practiced yogasana, and they realized that their body was waking up, energy was waking up, and they knew there was something more to this yoga beyond, water bottle, yoga mat, and a mala around their neck because everybody else has one. And so they started finding their way to me, to go deeper into their chart, really for spiritual wisdom. And so I started sharing with people how to set up and construct a basic um, altar in their home using the five elements. And one of the kind of things you can use the Rashi chart for is to see what deity sits in that chart for the, they say for the person's last life, like their Ishtadeva, their Deva, their god or goddess that they had in their hip pocket when they came into this life. For some, it's Hanuman. For some, it's Shivji. For some, it's Buddha. For some, it's Lord Jesus. It's there in the chart. So that's how reading charts started for me. And I did chart readings as long as Swamiji was alive because um, I had his permission and I was under the umbrella of his protection. Now, I don't do readings anymore. And I'm going to share a screen with you guys. This is actually at the end of the course. So we're gonna ADD kids, we're gonna flip to the back of the book. But this is a warning that let me move this over here. And this is kind of um, a sacred responsibility. I can blow this up. Can everybody? I know a couple of you are on the phone, so that's difficult. Let me know. Can you guys see this? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
I'll just read it to you. So in the BPHS, Parashara Horasastra, chapter 2, it says, the one who, devoid of knowledge of Jyotish, blames this Vedic science will go to the hell called Raurava and will be born blind. So that's a pretty stark warning. So anybody who engages with Jyotish and is devoid of true wisdom, true knowledge, can really needs to tread carefully, And then in the sage Mahira in Brihat Samhita, uh, he lists prerequisites to be able not read your own chart because that's what we're doing in this course. We can do that all day long. This is doing readings professionally. And these are some of the must have attained siddhis or spiritual accomplishments of specific mantras, conferring the capacity for correct perception, proper initiation or diksha from a qualified guru, character and conduct, righteous of good character, master of astronomy, mathematics, the Vedas. And so you see, like this is pretty serious business. And so and here's why. If we speak words that are disempowering for another person, we can unnecessarily generate fear or false hope in them. Like let's say they have a debilitated planet in their chart, and they come to you, hey, I know you finished Rudra's course. I have a debilitated sun. What does that mean? Well, if we don't have wisdom, we could say, well, the sun is the soul and yours is debilitated, so you must be cursed in this lifetime, right? That could devastate them psychologically. Meanwhile, Bill Gates' son is debilitated in his chart. And I don't think he had a waste of a life, he had all the wealth and he was a game changer in life. So anyway, our journey in this course is definitely self-knowledge, which is perfectly acceptable and perfectly right for us to share with each other. Any questions on that? That's why I over and over say this is not to make you an astrologer, but if the bug does bite you and something locks in, I can recommend there are some true Jyotishis that you can access them you can take courses with them on the internet. And when you get to the end of the course, if this really sets with you and you decide, I want to take up this limb of the Vedas, I feel, I can help you with resources for sure going forward. But my intention is that at the end of this course, just like over the cave at Delphi, know thyself. To me, this is the ultimate Dharma. know thyself. And Swamiji, for those of us who knew him, he would his mantra to everybody was first learn how to learn. Learn how
Right.
to learn. That's what he told everybody he met. And so this model that I paired up Jyotish with this is straight from Vedanta. And those the Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana, and those that are just beginning the course, you'll get that right in the first section. But Shravan means to listen with open ears and open mind, clean vessel, fresh, to receive the information. Manana means to sit with, to absorb and allow what has been received to begin to percolate and generate in our own system, and to just sit with it without judgment, to think about the sun. Okay, he said the sun is the Atman, it's the only light in the solar system. All of the other planets and Rahu Ketu only reflect the light of the sun. So that's why the sun is the Atman, right? So if I sit and I visualize the sun in my own heart and allow that expansive energy to go in all directions, and I just sit there and I experience that magnificent sun in my own heart radiating out into all living beings. And as I do that, what is coming alive in my body? Does suddenly I have a pain in my belly? You know, what does that mean? Or suddenly I feel dizzy and lightheaded. So cultivating that witness consciousness while we're doing these meditations, but also being aware of what's arising, because our body is this beautiful system of nadis and nerves, and it's amazing, this physical body that we have. And so it is our kind of like a dashboard on our car. And when we are, you know how it is when you're in the flow state of life and you're in love and you got a new job and everything is going well, it seems like everything is turning up roses. And then some days it's like everything feels like it's going wrong, right? I've got a pain in my back. I was supposed to go here. Now I'm late. I've got a headache today. Like it's just, it feels like we're either on one track or the other. But our body is like that dashboard, and it's got metrics and gauges, and we can learn to tune into this like beautiful system of this rare human birth that we have. And so this first section is really about that. It's about receiving what I'm just sharing from my heart, receiving that into your heart, sitting with it. If it doesn't feel right to you, toss it, go on to the next thing. If it lands with you, cultivate that. Cultivate that. And then the last one, or nididhyasana, is about embodying it and then manifesting it into your own life. So hearing, meditating, and I like to say actualizing. It's kind of the three steps of this journey. So every single house that I lead you through, all of the signs first, all the rashis, then all of the bhavas, and then all of the planets. We go through each one and we anchor that into our system. We are upgrading, up leveling, we're downloading 2.0. Our software is an update when we can, ground in. I'd like to share one other screen. I'm not going to do a lot of screen share, but there's one thing that I've talked with a couple of local folks here that they missed this, and this is in I am Nareshji is in IT. I am not. And so this was not easy for me because I'm not a IT professional, but I have created an HTML document here. This is like the second screen or the first screen you'll come to after my intro video. People weren't aware if you click on this, it opens. People were just kind of scanning through this. So each module, you click on it and it'll show you everything for that module just to make sure that you're getting it all. Okay, is that helpful? And that's for every single module here.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, people, I talked to a couple of folks and they weren't aware that screen opened. So I wanted to make sure.
It has a down arrow in the right side, so
That's right.
it should.
I think it popped up for some people and they just went through it. So I wanted you to know about that. Um, Now let's have thought we would just open the floor and I'd love to hear if there are any questions. Again, Nareshji and Surbiji, you guys are a little on the spot because you're just beginning, and that's okay. But I just would love to hear, is something arising right now in your body or in your mind before you get started?
Yeah. So when we like complete this course, what we expect from this course, like what we can do, like you usually the charts and all that. So if you can just give a glimpse of that.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. So my intention would be that you would be able to actualize this information in your day-to-day life. So once you are embodying the Rashis, signs, Bhavas, houses, grahas, the planets, that becomes your dashboard. And so when a difficult person at work crosses your path or I'll give you an example. And you'll learn more of this as you go through the course, but in my second house, okay, house of speech, money, um, the second house is how we sustain ourselves in the first house, right? First house is our physical body. Second house is also the house of speech, okay? I have Mars, which is like the general of the army. Mars is fierce. He's Hanumanji, but he's also Narasimha Dev. I mean, he's vicious. He's each one of us has a Mars, and it's the general of the army. I visualize him like um, what's the guy from the movie 300? Leonidas, the Spartan general. Yeah, that's all he knows is war, right? And this is kind of the energy of Mars. So, as an example, I have a Mars in my second house of Capricorn, exalted, powerful Mars, retrograde, which is even more explosive, and combined with Rahu. So, wherever Rahu goes, it expands and makes things really it just blows everything out to the nth. Like the internet is Rahu. This is AI is Rahu energy. It's really strange. My point is, so the fact that I know those planets are there, and when can become triggered, I have to be very, very careful with my speech because I have caused lots of rupture in my life. Sharp words come out of my mouth and I have severed unconsciously, when I'm not conscious or when I was much younger. And those words cut people very, very deeply. And it's not my intention sometimes. So if I'm aware of that blind spot, as long as I can continue to be mindful of the present moment and hopefully in my body, settled nervous system, if somebody triggers me, maybe says, insults me or something, if I can take a moment to take a deep breath, smile, and then respond, I can save myself a whole lot of trouble. Does that make sense? So learning to see your Rashi chart, you'll be able to see your golden opportunities and also your challenges because each one of us have them. And so for me, it's also a psychological map. And you could say, okay, I have a lot of planets in like these houses that are, dharma houses or artha houses, kama houses or moksha houses, and that'll kind of let you know your orientation. And again, I'm using a little bit too much astrological terminology for you guys. I realize that, but you will learn all this throughout the course. But I that's my simple answer is that once you can actualize this information, you'll be able to personify it for yourself, and it'll invoke and really imbue you with much more wisdom about yourself. I feel it's been very beneficial for me and for Michelle. She gets it by just by association. Yeah. Is that an adequate answer? Does that land with you?
It's amazing. Yeah.
Ah, good, good, good.
Jared, I can
Please,
share something about
please, please,
how
please.
it's like helped me just since I finished the course.
Good.
Yeah, so I had kind of a stressful situation about 6 weeks ago with my aging parents. They're both in their mid 80s, and it completely took me out. Like I was fell into almost what I would call like the verge of despair over it, and it was lasting. I was finding I was just sinking deeper and deeper into worry for them. And one of the things, and I don't know that I'm going to say it right, but I have a Venus placement that's positive, right?
Mhm.
And one
Very.
of the ways it was explained is that, because of this, I see everything through the lens of Venus, through rose-colored glasses. And in these moments of despair where I thought, oh my God, I think I'm going to fall into a depression, I was able to realize in real time, no, you have different abilities. And so I literally like forced myself to get up, go out to the lake, get some sun in my eyes, and just start recreating that pattern. And it was because I know that I have this ability because of the placement of my Venus. And so it was like really helpful in real time to kind of pull me out of that almost depression that I felt like I was falling into. So,
Thank you, Michelle. That's a really wonderful and helpful example.
I'd like to I need to make a correction. I meant to my ascendant sign is Scorpio. So
Okay.
yeah, and my sun sign is Cancer.
Okay. So what you'll find is that I think I addressed this in the course, but I don't go too far into the mathematics or anything. But
Okay.
basically, 2,000 years ago, the Western tropical zodiac and the Eastern sidereal zodiac were almost indistinguishable in the sky.
Hmm.
You know? Because the tropical Western astrology is our sun sign astrology, okay? And then what we're learning here is the Vedic astrology is lunar based. It's based on the movements of the moon, okay?
Okay.
So they're a very different system, but 2,000 years ago they were indistinguishable. But our
Yeah.
Eastern ancestors, mathematically, they were more advanced and they knew about the precession of the equinoxes and
Right.
that the Earth has a wobble. Our Western ancestors didn't catch on to that until like Galileo and like kind of the medieval period. And so the calculations, the Western astrology gets off by a degree every 2.5 years, or not quite that much, but it's just slowly going backwards. And so, really, where we show zero point 0.0 degrees Aries, the beginning of the Rashi chart, the Western chart is 22.5 degrees off. So that's why your sun sign is in Leo in Western astrology, I'm assuming, but minus 22 degrees puts it in Cancer. That's why. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
there's a mathematical reason. But when you were saying you were a Cancer ascendant earlier, and I see you sitting there with this sleeveless shirt and these big rippling muscles, I was like, wow, that's pretty rare for a Cancer ascendant. But now you're saying, no, I'm actually a Scorpio. You're ruled by Mars. You're ruled by the general. You look like
Oh,
the general of the army, you know? So,
okay.
so that makes more
Interesting.
sense, right?
Do you
And
think
like,
that's I mean, that in Western astrology, I'm a Leo as well, so it might be part of that too. So
Yeah, your sun would be sitting in Leo in Western astrology, but it's in
yeah.
Cancer. And for you, as a Scorpio ascendant, your sun in the ninth house is a great, great blessing.
Okay.
Yeah,
How,
you
how
have the 10th Lord in the ninth house.
so what
That's
is
a
that? Yeah. So what would that mean? Actually, it says my sun is in Cancer, so it's in the ninth house.
that's right. Your ninth house is the house of Bhagya. It's your house of the greatest merit. It's the most lucky house in every person's chart. And for you, that's Cancer. That's Cancer
Okay.
sign. So like me, I'm next door. I'm a Sagittarius ascendant, right? So
Uh-huh.
my ninth house is Leo. If you count 9 boxes around from Sagittarius, it's Leo. So everybody has a ninth house. You'll learn all of this when you get to module 4, which is the
Okay.
planets. Yeah, you're gonna learn all of this stuff. So don't get too spun out in this moment. But
Yeah.
that sun in the ninth house that's a great boon and a great blessing,
All
for,
right.
for this lifetime. So it's the house of Dharma. You've got the planet of Dharma lighting up the house of Dharma. You're just finding your path right now and that dharmic path in your life.
Yeah,
But
I am. I'm seeing a lot of good things happening. I used to be really stressed, and I can I read what I wrote for Scorpio?
please,
Okay, so located at the root of the spine, transformation, my relationship to intensity, depth, and transmutation. So I resist transformation a lot.
mm,
If things get deep or intense, I resist them. I feel it in my root. It's all coiled up. I'm afraid to know who I am. I'm deeply afraid, almost terrified.
mm,
So I realized that. And so I just wrote down I am awareness of conscience. I am a soul in human form. In my core, I know in my core that there will always be continuous provision for me regarding finances, living, transportation, health, food, and travel.
mm,
So that's something I just declared over myself when I realized I was just trying to know who I am.
yeah,
I'm afraid of it.
yeah. Most
So
of us are. And let me ask,
since
I'm sorry, let me ask you a quick question. Like, have you ever studied yoga, Kundalini, anything like that?
well, interesting. I just went to a yoga free yoga class today, and I'm studying, and one of the gentlemen there teaches Kundalini yoga.
Okay. So the question and I'll explain myself. The question I was asking was I separate those out and I'll ask it in a more specific way. But what I'm blown away with, and Naresh and Surbi, did you hear him describe Scorpio as the root and this serpent is coiled around, and yet he went to his first yoga class today. So the Kundalini Shakti, the Divine Mother in the form of Kundalini, she's the Prana Shakti. She is the life force energy. The yogis say she is coiled 3.5 times around the base chakra. And when she awakens, she ascends the spine and unites with Shiva here in the third eye. Shiva is our consciousness, right? So she is our awareness, our conscious awareness. And so, yeah, I think so many yogis have taken birth in American bodies because we thought it would be better here. So you have wisdom that you don't even know you have. And you're born into this Scorpio sign, which is the natural eighth house of
Wow.
Kundalini Shakti. So Kundalini yoga is kind of a form. It was kind of this guy, his name was Yogi Bhajan. I think he was from Gujarat. Is that correct, Naresh? 3HO. They wear all the white clothes and I think he's from Gujarat but he was kind of he was a bridging kind of this Sikh tradition and Hinduism, which got him in trouble, with his kind of Sikh folks. But that's a style of yoga. But what I'm talking about is actual Kundalini, the goddess herself, and you expressed it coiled around the base of your spine. Like there's wisdom that you know that you don't know what you know. And it just blows me away. And I'm so happy you found your way to this course because that's exactly was my prayer that this kind of wisdom would awaken in people,
Hmm.
because yeah, this is not your first go round with this. You may not remember it, but this is not this is not your first time. To use
Yeah,
those words is really powerful.
thank you. I can just feel an awakening. So,
Good,
and I
good.
just, I'm really learning that I need to protect my life force, my vril, and
Yes,
just, it's just, I got to put that old lust of my youth in the past and just move forward and just and be and allow that energy
yeah,
to charge me up. So,
that's right. It's within you. And
mhm.
the other piece that I just wanted to share from my heart, it's just coming up in the moment. You said you're terrified of transformation and
Yeah,
like you've resisted it your whole life.
yeah,
Somebody born in a Scorpio ascendant, your whole life is transformation.
okay,
So it's time to open up.
yeah,
There's nothing to fear.
okay,
There's nothing to fear.
yes,
Who was it that's Winston Churchill or somebody said the only thing to fear is fear itself.
right.
If you can just turn around and look at it, look at that specter, look at that ghost in the eyes, and it just poof, it just disappears.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
received that. That's good. I like that.
good. Yep. That's really beautiful. Thank you for manifesting that wisdom for the group here.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, I want to. I know it's really getting late for Sorby, and I know you guys have families and things to get along and have this weekend with. But really, honestly, from my deepest part of my heart, I want to say how grateful I am for each one of you. Because of you, this is being actualized. This was a transmission from my own teacher, Swamiji, for sure. But through my journey at Naropa and the contemplative education, I see that particularly, well, everybody, but here in the West, we've got to get back in touch with our own intuitive wisdom. And
Mhm.
Swamiji was always pointing us back to our own intuitive wisdom. And so um, we're a small but mighty group so far. I mean, this is just the soft launch, but this is my heart practice and my heart prayer for each one of you that you will begin to manifest this innate wisdom that you already have. And we need to stop projecting outside ourselves, like our politicians are going to save us or something's going to save us. Like we have got to become fully present human beings and just be a human being and be willing to help each other and connect with each other, even if we're different backgrounds, different faiths. None of that really matters. We're all here in this precious human birth that took a lot of good karma for us to have a healthy body, a sound mind, to live in a place where you can practice yoga or your religion freely. Like these are not very common. There are a lot of people in the world that live in very oppressive situations. And so the fact that each one of us has the opportunity to have a laptop, have an internet connection, have some additional time to study yoga or meditation and those things. So that is just my heartfelt thank you to each one of you. And unless there's any more comments or questions,
I'd
yes,
like
ma'am.
to, oh, go ahead.
Uh,
Babaji's beaming in from the astral. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, like, I can say that what I'm looking for, what I'm anticipating, or thoughts, or like feelings, emotions, that a lot of things are happening in my body, in my mind as of now when I started this. And I'm really happy to you're saying that it's getting late, but I'm really enjoying this interaction, especially looking at you.
So sweet.
So, like, what I would like to share is like it was in October 23. I was in Kutia with Babaji. So it was the first time in my life when it was only him and me, and we stayed there for 5 days.
Mm,
Babaji said, like, Surbhi, this is the best decision you had taken coming to Kutia alone, because now we were able to interact.
mhm,
Because there was nobody else, no kids. I have two daughters, husband, nothing. Then, like, one day I asked him, because, like, what is mine is like, I have a lot of things in my running, and I keep on exploring and learning new things. I'm keen to that. I'm into corporate world.
mm,
But somehow, slowly and gradually, I'm getting indulging in spirituality, yoga, and all that. So my stars also, I think, say so, though I don't know how to read the chart. Babaji used to tell me. So that is everything for me.
mhm,
I did my yoga. It started, I think, 4 5 years back when Babaji read my Kundali and he said, your spiritual journey has started and will increase. So I did
mm.
my advanced yoga. He said, go on. He used to say, do it, give it a try. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
So, like coming back to October 2023, when we both were sitting early one morning, I asked him, Babaji, I want to learn how to meditate. I don't know how. So he was like, Acha, do one thing. Go to the backyard, the kutia at the back, the people trees there.
Mhm,
Go and sit there and then come back.
mm,
And truly, he was not expecting that I'll be able to sit for 30 minutes.
mm.
So he said, just go sit and then we'll talk. When I came back, he was like, Surbi, I did not expected that you will be able to sit for so long. So I said, okay, then it means that I am just raising the bar. So then he gave me few tips but physically when Babaji left, so there were a lot many questions in my mind
Mm,
which left unanswered.
mm.
So somehow I was just struggling in my mind only whom to talk, who will tell me, how will I do that? But I was just stepping the way he used to say, keep moving.
Yeah.
So now you coming to my life this way, though I know you since long, since years I know you, because Babaji used to tell me everything. There's one man, like I have seen your house also.
Ah,
Last year when he was there, last to last year, I believe,
yeah,
2025, May, June, he was there.
that's right.
So he gave me your house tour, lunch when you had prepared, everything like that. I knew you.
That's
So
so
when
sweet.
came to somehow I'm feeling really happy, really happy. I can't like express you. I can't show you my face, otherwise you would have seen me. Somehow camera is not working.
Yeah.
So this is giving a kind of goosebump and good feeling. Like no, I think now it's not now. I think I will certainly get the answers.
Yeah.
Like what I want to do. The very simple beginning is the meditation
Yeah.
or how I will proceed. I'm not putting any target or anything that I will reach there. I just
Mm,
want to enjoy it.
mm, mhm.
I don't know whether I'll be able to read the Kundali or chart. I'll be able to see that. I know nothing is in my mind.
Yeah.
I just want to give it a try.
Good.
That could be 10%, 20%. I'll be able to learn it. Like
For sure.
so many different experience around the world with all the people. This is something is there which is coming out. And somehow I'm feeling I can see Babaji behind you.
Ah, yeah, he's right here.
Yeah.
It's always
So,
there.
so I'm really happy as of now. This is all I can say, but I'll
Yeah.
keep on chatting with you.
Well, thank you. And thank you for having faith in me and being willing to, join in on the journey. And again, coming back kind of to Naresh's comment as well, by the end of the course, you will be able to look at As a matter of fact, in the sixth part is the capstone where we put it all together and we go through Swami Vivekananda's chart. And by the end of the course, you will be able, let's say, take a famous person's chart, set it in front of you, use it as an object of meditation, and you will have intuitive wisdom about that person. This I can promise you. If you listen to all the audio meditations and really, really put your mind to it. Last piece that I want to share is when you guys, it might be a couple of months for you guys, but when you get to the fourth module, which is the grahas, it's the 9 planets. There are 2 paths through that section. We go through each of the 9 planets for sure, but there is an option to do a mantra practice for each of the planets. And so you can take like do it 9 days straight. You'll do it, um, six practices for the sun, 10 practices for the moon. If you want to do the traditional way, so the number 6 is associated with Surya, number 10, Chandra, and on down the line. So before I launched this class, I did the 120-day sadhana of these 9 planets with dhyan slokas, the bij mantras, and then the simple mantra. You don't have to do that. I did it to lay the foundation, and Michelle was witness. I was in here every morning, and my constant prayer was that that practice was for each one of you, that this divine knowledge would enter into you, that you would be able to embody this practice. And I would never ask somebody or suggest somebody do something I haven't done. So just remember when you get to the learning the planets, you can do it in just 9 days. Just take one, start on Sunday for the sun, Monday for the moon. Just go through them that way and you can finish it in 9 days. But there is an option for the 120-day sādhanā if by that time that lands with you. So those are optional. Anyway, thank you, dear friends. We'll do this again in another month or so. I want to check in with everybody. We're all connected either through email or text message or WhatsApp. So if things come up, don't allow blockages to come up and take you out. Like reach out to me. I'm always available. Michelle and I leave next Friday. We're traveling to Brazil for 10 days. I got invited to do a workshop with some religious scholars from all religious traditions. So I feel very grateful to kind of bring in the Eastern wisdom. They're mostly Christian, so this is going to be really interesting. So we'll be traveling, but I'll always have my laptop. So if I can do anything for any of you, please let me know. And again, from the deepest part of my heart, I say thank you. Thank you for engaging this practice. And it's just my joy to support you. So namaste, friends. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend and we'll check in again soon.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you,
Jai
Rudra.
ho,
So
jai
much.
ho.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Always.